91 Sandler Record Band, and it's been a pleasurable and honorable friendship, and I'm glad to be in the Koolbreeze stratosphere. What's up, Koolbreeze?
Hello, 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 Toronto. The Koolbreeze is here.
Oh, big sexy.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
He wears his sunglasses in the day.
Yes, and at night.
Woo!
Oh, wear your sunglasses.
So, Breeze,
thank you for allowing me onto your show. I'm so honored. It's a pleasure. The friendship and the so on and so forth. My first interview. So people are really happy to see me be under the gun because I really put it to my my artists. So they're happy to see this. Yes.
Okay.
Sorry for interrupting.
No. That's cool. You are the talker. I am the watcher, and I'm observing. So this is my real first interview, and I'm so honored that it's someone that I love so deeply. And thank you for letting me do that.
You're most welcome. My pleasure.
Koolbreeze.
Yes.
How long and how many times did I actually try to get you into the radio programming, radio host? Because I've known Breeze, like I said, since maybe 25, 26 years. I used to be on CKLN radio, and I would be, Breeze, you got to come down and co-produce with me, because the man has music, and he's taught me a lot about music, and we share that as well. And for his birthday or Christmas or any time he had off, I used to have him come down to Radio Regent. And then when our last birthday, I said, okay, Breeze, you got to get your own show, boy. You're bad. So you want to tell me about that?
First of all, I like that question. We were born the same day,
yes.
2 years apart, March 25th. And Aries babies, we got fire. We breathe fire like the dragon. And yes, Erdine tried to get me on her show for many years. And I was stubborn like a Georgia mule.
Was he ever?
And Erdine, to one point, she almost tied me with cow rope and dragged me down to the studio because she saw something in me that I didn't see. And I go, but let me be clear. I was going through some difficult times and dark periods, and you know what? My soul wasn't ready for this. Although I loved the music and I was cataloging and putting all this together, there was a preparation in the process.
Yes, it was.
So
both ways.
Yes. So when she made that last call, I made sure I was ready. I was ready when she said, "Come on my show and do something." I came with my crate, all organized, categorized, music, funk, soul, disco,
yes,
rock, everything. And I came and I played quietly because I was a very shy person.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't, the mic thing I didn't take too well at the time, but I love being on the mic because I realized the power of vocal embellishment in the Radio Regent establishment.
And he always had the lines. Like when we were, because we both went through some times, and I think it has helped us to grow. And he always had a line for me to make me laugh, make me smile. He's always been there through good and bad times, and he's been like a wonder to my soul. You know, like the Bible says, he's a wonder to my soul.
Yeah.
I think that I can say that about you, Koolbreeze.
Thank you. Well, that's what friendship is all about. Not being in the good times. I don't want to hear from you in the good times. I want to hear the bad times, so I can step up and enlighten you, help you in some way, shape, and form. That's what friendship is all about. When things are good, and you really know friendship when things are bad. And I experienced that. I was out of work for a couple of years back in the 90s, and I realized, wow. I went through my phone book when I got back on my feet, and I did a little bit of spring cleaning.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, you know what? I know who got my back. And in life, you had better know who has your back, because we have a line in Trinidad, frog we call crapo. Crapo smoke your pipe. That's
cool.
frog there. That's frog.
Yeah.
That's frog in English terms.
Mm-hmm.
But it's been an experience. And when I got the show, Oh, well,
Tell
you
us
were-
about that.
Oh.
I'd like to talk about that, actually. I
okay.
remember Breeze did a show
Okay.
with me. It was around our birthdays. It was on our
Okay.
birthdays. I let him do the show.
Okay.
And then I phoned him up that night and I says, Breeze, you're doing a show. He had been volunteering at and learning about radio. And I said, Breeze, you're ready. And he goes, well, yeah, maybe we'll see. So I phoned, that was a Saturday. I phoned him Thursday, says, meet me out at my show. I'm plugging for you to get a show. And he's going, I go, make a proposal and tell people what your show's going to be like. And you hemmed and hawed, and I says, Breeze, you got it. You got it. You got the lines, you got the this. And it was the first time in my experience, because I'm on the board of directors here,
Right.
that I seen someone just give a show and 3 hours. I had to fight to get my 2 hours.
So I'm going to tell you about that. The process, when you call me that Thursday night, get a proposal together, and I go, what the heck is that? So I'm fumbling and bumbling now to how to put this together. So I said, the best you can do, excuse me, is put it in bullet form.
Yeah.
I took it to work the next day, and I went to one of my counterparts. I said, can you help me here? I got to get this in today. So he went on the website, found a proposal that I couldn't find, and he plugged in the point where it should be, printed it out. I mean, I'm talking about service. And I went to my boss. She said, you got all your work done? I go, yeah. She says, get the heck out of here. She saw my stuff in a brown envelope, the proposal. She said, get it out of here. She gave me a
Yes, I remember.
transparent blue, translucent binder. She says, things get shuffled and piled upon office desk. And when I came into the office, and Adonis came to see me, and I saw you spinning, and I'll be right back, brought some forms. He made me sign. And what are you proposing? I said, I'm bringing funk, soul, disco, which they don't have, soca, smooth jazz. I'm bringing Afrobeat. I'm bringing Caribbean rhythms, everything under the gun. And I'm bringing, he said, you're going to continue to bring guests also on Air Candy Show and yours? I said, no problem. And when I got that proposal, then he gave me another form. That's to get the card from the city, to get the doors open. And he said, you look like you want to start tomorrow. He says, you can, but you could borrow Diva's card, but your name is not registered at City Hall yet. There might be an issue with security if they come in. So I was ready, man. I was ready. I was so I went home that day. I called everybody, all my friends underneath the sun, and to tell them about the jubilation. And I couldn't get anybody that Friday. I was kind of like, holy shoot. I called Saturday, nobody. To give them the good news. So slowly, as the Saturday afternoon, I start to get one by one. And I got to talk about these people. I call my good buddy, the African cat, I call him, Wazubia Richard. He had a store in Eglinton. And he said, I spieled off the story for him. He said, Koolbreeze, what you telling me is as of no surprise, my brother. Nothing you do surprises me. I know you had this. But prior to this, when I used to come on your show and do the gig, he wrote the script like an autobiographer, right? And he was telling me stuff that what you're going to be doing, you're going to have your own show, this and that, like a Hollywood film. And I look at the guy, I thought he was crazy. I thought he was crazy. But these guys have vision. They know your spirit and your energy. And he was the first guy I saw with the DJ software. There was a Serato. He had in his store, he used to just horse around with. He said, Koolbreeze, you got to get a copy of this and play around with this and do this. And he tell me in my whole biblical musical story. And I went home and I paced around for about 2 weeks. I said, I hope Wazubi is not smoking anything. He said, Koolbreeze, you have to move with the times, my brother, and the technology and the whole bit. And I went home slowly and I started to unravel that energy. And I saw the light. And when I called him, he was very happy. I called the Emperor Fuzzy, he was happy. Charlo, he was happy. Diva D, you already know. I called Noel. And Noel, the Wexford Wolverine, he supplied us with software and technical support that made this station. And him and Fuzzy, they saw the details that I couldn't see. I saw the big, but Noel went to the website. He said, you got to get Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Blogspot, this, that, everything. And then when I plastered all this information on the site, he said, you got to tune this thing up to really tight tolerances to a point where it looks professional. It'll draw a crowd. And so I'm really thankful for Noel Candido. I call him the lean, mean Filipino baby machine, the Wexford Wolverine, the man, the myth, the legend, soon to be a global icon. He's a gem.
He is a gem.
And another guy
rocking his big guitar.
Yes, another guy I have to that's connected with the music was Benjamin Scarcelli. We went to school together, the Italian cat man. He's another beautiful human being. He got me into audio, selling hi-fi audio.
Yes.
That's the early 80s.
Okay.
And he got me into high-end audio 10 years ago. And I never looked back. We used to do the shows in Montreal, those consumer electronic shows.
I've been to a few here.
Yes, and the big guns want to be next to us because they saw the impact on crowd we draw. We had class stuff, the banners. They had stuff that nobody had. Those little reader thing with information. They had we sold records, 180, 200 gram vinyl with stereo stuff. We had, and manufacturers wanted to put their big 200 grand, $500,000 system set up in our rooms.
Yes, they did.
And it was incredible. But Benjamin Scarcelli, Gabe, Tony, Frank, we call the Paisans, the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse. And with the Koolbreeze, they used to call me the jazz man because anytime they wanted information on a record, they said, go see the jazz man, Koolbreeze. So I pull up record, get this, get that. And we had all the classic jazz and blues and rock. It was amazing energy. So that is part of my formative years in the high-end stereo. The shows in Montreal, cataloging all that stuff in my basement. But another part of my transformative years is growing up in Trinidad. That's where this all started.
Yes, I was going to ask about that.
My uncle had a DJ set, tube amp, and it was just unbelievable, the sound. But it wasn't meant to do the heavy duty stuff. And he was playing out one day. We had a lodge in Indian Walk, Maruga Road in Trinidad, and his amp blew up one day. And he walked out with his tail between his legs, man. He was a quiet dude. He was everybody liked this dude. And he went to one of his DJ buddy, who was a bigwig, big boy in the oil field. I still remember his name, George Samuel. And this guy was a bigwig, and he had all kinds of amp, because they always, after a couple of years, move these things around. He went to his place, and he says, go in that other room, pick out an amp, pay me when you pay it. Wow. That's brotherly love. Yeah. And he had Sony Pioneer. He picked up a Sansui 666 black faceplate, the mark of the beast. It had a very warm sound. He plugged everything known to man into that amp. 15-inch, 12-inch, 18-inch, horn, box of tweeters. Never blew up those amps. Celestians, Wharfdales, never blew the amp, man. And it was a good time, 71 to 74. And I would be spinning that stuff. We didn't have mixer because it was a luxurious item at the time. But my uncle used to transition phono 1, phono 2, like a mixer. Like it was unbelievable. And the girls would flock around him. I said, I gotta be the DJ business. And when we playing those school parties, walk around like a big shot. My uncle would give me a little spin in the high school dance.
Yes.
Oh man. But the guy, another guy from Trinidad that really was part of that transformative process for me is Rennie Bishop. He was the godfather of black radio, the emancipator of black radio, and the way he talked and he carried himself, and he made us proud. Rennie Bishop made us proud.
Right. And
he went to the States and he came back recently. He was unbelievable. Another guy I really wanted to be like is Frankie Crocker.
I know.
WBLS in New York. Oh my God. Frankie Crocker turned the music world upside down.
You put me onto him back in the day.
Yeah, because I used to go to New York City, and my aunt, she did really well. She was a big-time nurse and worked 3 jobs and no kids. So she was just, cashing checks and not just piling them up. And anyways, they had a Macintosh system in Brooklyn, New York, all Macintosh.
Wow.
The big tuner looked like an amp with 2 VU meters with a Kenwood tuner. Top of the line Iowa deck, the dual turntable, and the Bose speakers were like a pyramid. I used to go in there and listen to Frankie Crocker, and they had Kiss FM. They used to make all those crazy mixes in New York City, and I used to make my tapes. And my uncle had these records right up to the ceiling in his bedroom.
Wow.
You just unbelievable.
I bet you if you pulled one, he would
He
know.
would know.
Like, because I'm like that with my
Yes,
CDs.
you would know.
Yeah.
But those are transformative years. And another person, I gotta add these. I have to give credit to the people who really inspired me. There was a girl at CKLN, a nice lady at CKLN, had a show there. The name escapes me. I think it was Diva D at CKLN. Inspired me in many ways, man. She had that coolness and the voice and that smooth soul and funky thing she used to mix together. I think she might be at Radio Regent today. Oh my goodness, she's in front of me.
Oh, wow. Great.
And another cat who inspired me with radio, a fella called Jason Palmer, CIUT
Yes.
89.5 Higher Ground. The way he brings those infectious grooves and that soul and that funk, nobody else. When I heard that, I'm bringing some of that element to Radio Regent.
And you followed me to all the record stores that I worked at.
Yeah, and he worked at
Play the Record. We used to go in there on the Friday bin day.
Yeah,
remember?
where did this guy getting this music? Jason Palmer, call a spade, man. The guy's a killer.
Yeah, no,
he's absolute killer.
Him and starting from scratch are my favorite DJs.
Yeah, in Toronto. But the States, you couldn't touch these guys. I just want to finish this little piece. I went to the States the first time. I end up on a bus tour to Nashville, Elvis Country, and went to Detroit with a Ghetto Blaster and headphones on the bus. I knew the drivers because I worked at that GO station at York Mills. In those days, it was all Bush. And we went to Detroit. The music.
Oh.
And when we got down to Dayton, Ohio, that's the land of funk. And Cincinnati, Bootsy Collins country, Isley Brothers country now.
Yes, now.
And we came down, Kentucky and the other states, Tennessee. It was far removed. They were 6 months behind. I was just saying, don't you stop it, don't you stop. We already beat that 6 months up in the East. And they were just releasing it down there. I go, wow. So that blew me away. So these are the people I credit in helping me, all my friends and supporters, friends from high school. Dave is a guy who always said to me, what the heck you going to do with all that music? He was always on my case. You better do something with that. Thank you for my rant.
Yes. When you first came into the studio, what was that like, and the production, the expectation of yourself and where you want to use it now?
All right. First of all, I love that question. That's a very good question. When I first I got the proposal. We made the deal. I just want to touch on this. When I got the proposal, it felt like freedom. I'm going to answer that other part just now. It felt like freedom. And I approached it like as a slave. When they gain emancipation, now you're free.
Yeah, you're free.
What are you going to do with your time? What are you going to do with your time? Are you going to be... You're going to be the fool, play the fool, or be productive in society. So that's my element. That's what I brought. So when I got the show, and I started my show, this is the Koolbreeze. They put all the stuff on the web, my show, my time, my this, my that. And so I prep in my show. I like to be organized. I'm classified. I'm organized like the detail. Like it drives me crazy when people are late and disorganized and things unravel. And when I come into the studio to play my music on a Saturday, believe you me, I'm so charged up like a transformer full of energy, electrical
like a
energy.
Firecracker.
Get out of my way. Yeah. Get out of my way. So when I come into the studio, I like to be organized. The machine recording, test the board, everything is there. Wipe the equipment with antiseptic wipes. Everything clean. I want the place clean.
Yes, you do.
Don't leave a mess for me and all that kind of stuff. But playing music for me on Radio Regent, on the Koolbreeze experience for me, is orgasmic. It's like a giant orgasm. It's like foreplay, making love. That's how music, it makes me feel.
Yes.
It's like, I feel like a love machine when I play music. So that's why I could transform that energy. I want the fans to feel what I'm feeling.
Of course.
Yeah, and there is nothing like you take music and turn it into metaphysical beauty and make people have a good time. Because one of the things that I think that black people in this country, I've been here 41 years, black people, we were robbed of black music.
Of course.
I mean, we had the JC McDonald thing on a Saturday night for a couple hours, and the J, and that was all good. It's better than nothing. But then G98
We had
came.
Buffalo and we had WBLK.
Yes. Thank God for
that, because
yeah.
like, then, it became a visual thing, early 70s for us, because it was Midnight Special, Soul Train. Like I get up 7 o'clock in the morning, do my chores so I can sit in front of the TV and do my thing,
Thank God for Soul Train on a Saturday.
Yeah.
Thank God for WBLK, WFO in AM Buffalo.
Yeah.
They would kill anybody off the second to BLS in New York, and Stevie Wonder had a station in Detroit. They would torch people with their music and their swagger and their talk and the dialogue. And I heard none of that in Toronto.
None.
That talk, that vibe, that. And I said, I'm bringing that old school vibe, that energy, that music to Toronto. You're listening to the dynamic sounds of DJ Koolbreeze, moving it, grooving it, shaking it, You gotta get up to get down to the funky sound of the underground, where the musical hypothesis becomes a tangible reality. I am the microcosm of the musical orgasm. Glamour girls, jet setters, supermodels. Holla if you hear me, baby, sweet thing.
So that's who the Koolbreeze
Yeah,
is.
that's part of the Koolbreeze persona.
Yeah. And where do you want to take your show? Like,
I want to take my show to another stratosphere. Yeah.
And I think you're doing that because your branding has become classic.
Thank you.
Original.
Aye.
Unique.
Thank you.
I'm a big fan.
Yes,
That's why I'm here today.
Keep throwing the superlatives. I love it.
Ooh-wee. And your commitment to radio in a short space of time has now branched off into social media and video production.
Yes.
And you've coined the phrase, "We are number one for independent artists."
That's right. And it's true.
And it's true. And tell me about that. Why do you feel that is relative here in Toronto, as a radio host, as a community member, a citizen?
Yeah. Well, I like that question again. You wanna roll, Diva? I might have to take you to lunch. I love that question. Okay, we coined that phrase number one because nobody else was doing what we're doing.
No.
They're saying that they're number one, but that means nothing. When you're a ball player, playing the ball is different from playing the game.
Yes.
I play the game. You can dribble all you want, soccer, and work circles around Ronaldo. But when it comes to play the game, you can't. So what I do is when I go home, people think the Koolbreeze, oh yeah, he's just a good-looking guy with a lot of talk. I go home, I do research and development. I lock my door. Nobody can get in there, but just me and God. And my 5,000 pieces of funk we'll talk about later.
I got that.
Hold on, I ain't touching that yet. But anyways, so I do research. When I leave here from a show, I reflect, I listen. How can I improve to make the next show better?
Yes.
Video and audio. Learn from all these mistakes. And like Quincy Jones says, make 1,000 mistakes. Learn from them. That makes you better.
Yeah,
that's your woodshed. So you have to, when you brand yourself, you make sure you can back up that talk.
Oh, yeah.
I can back up that talk. I walk with my 2 pieces at my side. I can back this thing up. Because artists will tell you. You ask any artist, Mike Cedric, Eddie Bullen, Jerome Tucker, Orrin Isaacs, David Rudder, Bill McBurney. You ask any one of these artists who've been to Radio-Regent, Keisha Went, and they'll tell you who the Koolbreeze is, and we can talk about that later. So you do your stuff, you do your homework, do your research. Try and be different from everybody else, so you can take this thing to another level. I don't want to be like everybody else, that standard talk, playing the same old music. Yes, we have jazz stations. I love them. Blues, reggae, rock and pop, classical. I love them to death. But we were robbed of pure black music when you wanted that soul, that funk, that smooth jazz, that jazz funk, that Caribbean rhythms, that rare grooves. We were robbed of that. And we were promised
identity of seeing the visual of who these people are.
We were robbed of black music. We were promised these things on G98 when they had the autopilot, and they got the tongue excited. This is what we're bringing. Blah blah blah.
Same with flow.
Yeah. So when I
That
turned
was
on that
10 years
station,
in the making, us hustling petitions to get that.
that's right. And so when we got the station, I was tuned in. I still support it today. I don't like a lot of stuff I hear because every time I turn on the radio, I hear reggae. I love reggae, all forms of reggae. I got tons of reggae. But if you claiming you taking care of Caribbean people, I don't even like the word West Indian. That's not even a territory. Caribbean, the zone.
Yeah.
Caribbean people, take care of Caribbean people. But I don't know if marketing and the agenda is to branding and the people who you have to please and you have to work with them. Maybe they have to do that. I don't know. But I like community radio because you have the creative freedom of expression to take it to another dimension. And when I got on the radio, I always wanted to be free. When I mean free,
I'm hearing you.
it's a part when you see how the eagle soars the sky, majestic bird, and the wings don't move when
They
they
don't.
cushion of air. The two little gliders up front. That freedom, I always wanted to be like that for a particular time, free flowing, free flying. That helps me be creative, who I really wanted to be. When you're with somebody, for an example, and they're trying to create something you don't want to be, it's no good. You have to be you. What's in your soul? You have to be that person. Under pretense, the Koolbreeze is no good. That's self-destruction.
Well, that's what I saw when you came down to my show. Like, I didn't say, "Oh, come down to my show and you do some music and I do some music." And I said, "Flow, Breeze, take the 2 hours and flow."
That's what
and
I love that.
And I saw, and I said, "You can say something," and I'll get on the air and I'll go, "Well, my friend Koolbreeze, he's a really good friend and someone I admire and love so much. He's jamming with me," and it was about also we discovered within ourselves that we can create opportunities to just let the community meet us and come down here and be themselves as artists, as community members with promotion and events that we might like and or we want to share with the community. And I think that's a beautiful thing.
Absolutely. And you have to credit the staff at Radioregent.
Of course.
Adonis Huggins. He's the man.
He is the
Miss
man.
Pat, she works like a dog there. Probably doesn't get the credit, but we love her to death down here.
And she makes
Tyrone and Amil and the guy in video there. Demetrius. These people, when I see what they do, and I'm going to tell you something. When I had two proposals on the table at the time.
I remember.
I used to go and do technical side at another station, and I love the equipment. Once you put the big toys in front of me, Electro Voice RE320 or the RE20 and the big mixing board and all the processing, you got me sold. I'm coming over.
Yes.
But then I came down to Radioregent, equipment, not of that standard, but it'll work. I saw something, it's like a voice from God telling me, you're going to go down there in the trenches and build yourself up and help these other broadcasters come up. And that made the decision for me, the creative expression we have, I think, and the staff and
the kids. We work with the kids here too.
You see that organic, real, rich grassroots that draws the people. When I had one of the toughest guys I get down at the studio was Louis Saldana, the big Mascam guy. He came down to the studio. I enticed him for a long time. He was busy, and when he finally came in, he said to me, "Koolbreeze, you know how many years radio station, TV stations were trying to get me on their show? They sent plane ticket." He said, "I never went." I said, "Why?" He said, "A lot of them want stuff scripted and all this kind of nonsense, how you want to say things." I'm not into that. He said, "Ask me anything." I said, "Louis, you came to the right spot. You saw something in the breeze or one of the interviews that brought you here." I said, "Louis, when I interview, it's like we're barbecuing, drinking a couple of beers. You telling me the passion of your craft, and we rolling tape. It doesn't get better than that.
It doesn't.
And that made me coin one of the phrases with Mike Cedric. Nobody rolls more tape for independent artists. Nobody. That is powerful.
That is.
And when he came, I feel honored, respected. Not that the others didn't, but when he said that to me, and in the video.
And he's coming up as an artist. He's a blues artist. And you had the opportunity to meet him.
Exactly.
And discover him, but you've made other people like and discover him who probably never heard about him, and give honor and respect to that person,
Of course.
and let their star shine, and that's huge.
Yeah, and he was the first, one of the guys. I went to see Jerome Tucker on the Beaches Jazz Festival.
Mm-hmm.
He was standing there looking at me from a distance, and he came up, "You the Koolbreeze? I know who you are." And he said to me, "You have no idea of the magnitude of what you have created at Radio Regent." I go, "Wow." And I didn't see it that way. The Emperor had said that, and a few more artists had said that to me. You had said that to me. Because when you're rolling tape and you're on the production line, you see things differently.
Of course.
One day, so I had to go and sit down and watch a lot of tapes from last year and the last 2 years, and really see what these guys are seeing and saying. So that makes me improve the quality of questions.
Of course.
The angle of the videos and how you put your text and your this and your that. So you make them look good, you make Radio Regent look good, and you make yourself look
But
good.
you're learning.
Exactly.
And that's why I follow you. Like, I haven't gotten my big video
You'll get
production, but I'm going to get there.
You'll get there to the
And
published
I
line.
look at the diplomacy, the interaction, the video, and producing it and putting it together, and that has made. So it's a give back thing.
Of course.
And that's what made our relationship so strong. And
Yes.
I thank you for that.
Thank you, welcome. And with anything in life, and it's a spiritual thing, it's a biblical thing.
Of course.
It starts with love.
Of course.
I'm not in this to get my name stamped on a block of cheese or a billboard charts or on a bus shelter. I'm not looking for any money. I know my payment will come.
Yeah.
My blessings will come. So I don't want.
Amen.
It's passion. It's passion. It's commitment. It's dedication. It's grace. It's all these
And we
things.
go out and support
People. Exactly.
You
So
know.
I don't just draw these people into Radio Region to get an interview.
Yeah.
I go and support them.
Yes, we
See
do.
what they're playing. They put it. All my videos are archived
Yeah.
on the web. You go into Blogspot, coolbreezedj.blogspot.com. Everything is tied into there. We had Eddie Bullen last week. We had David Bendis on the phone. Two giants collide. The guy is classy, sophisticated. Man, we had a blast when
Well,
I
I
asked
listened
him
to the show.
the Lydian chromatic concept of tonal organization. He goes, "What the frig are you talking about?"
And can you
read
explain that? Because that's one of my questions.
But later on, we did
Okay.
Yeah.
Being a radio host, what commitments and expense do you incur for your show production? Tell me about your masterpieces.
Well, first there's expense. I spend money on my recorder. I must have spent about $3,000 with accessories and all that. But that money is not an equation. I just the love. I come down here because I want us to look good.
Yes.
Because I got tired of seeing a lot of these videos shaking and with phones, and some of the quality may be good, but the sound overload, and what you call clipping, distortion.
Yes.
And even some of the video camera, external microphone is a killer. The soundboard and resolution in the camera. And you bought one like mine's too.
To learn.
Yeah,
I want to get out there as well.
I got the banner.
I got the
Because that's
banner.
branding.
Yeah.
There's so many things I can't think to the top of my head that I put quality tripod, this, that, the quality questions, the research and development, and my work doesn't stop because I gotta go home and edit the video to prep it and all that kind of stuff.
And I know for myself, I spend 2-3 hours a week just listening to music.
Yeah, and you have to do. This is my passion outside work. I work for the pension, and after this is my grandkids. I put that time in there. My daughter's a grown woman; they're on their own thing. But I am on various boards that help me to speak out and voice my opinion. And I'm always be straight up. Some of those organizations, they were scared of my voice because I talk straight. I do not put water in my mouth to speak.
Yeah.
If you don't like it, tough. But I will tell you the truth.
The truth, and that's so important.
And it's that dedication, that love, and that you got to spread that love. You got to spread it. Yeah.
Your 5,000 pieces of funk. Well, Diva D knows.
Yeah.
That it's more than 5,000
Yeah,
pieces
that's for sure.
of funk.
I didn't
because-
count the other genres.
Yeah, I mean, that's exceeded.
Yeah.
That your 5,000 pieces of funk has exceeded
Yeah,
because I've got volume probably up to 15 by now, and for on a DVD, so that's at least more. So that's more than 5,000, maybe.
Yeah. Like 5,000 pieces of funk is it's not nothing to fool around with. It's a force to be reckoned with.
Wow.
And I've been collecting from high school, coming up, putting these things together, cataloging, and I have jazz funk, I have soca, I have reggae, I have soul, I have disco, I have world music, African, all kinds of stuff. But the 5,000 pieces of funk, what made me coin that phrase was, I hear a lot of guys on radio playing funk. And up to this day, I haven't heard more than 300, 350 pieces because one station played the same funk for the last 3 years over and over and over.
Let's take Parliament and Funkadelic. They had an extensive, or even the Time, or Prince, or Cameo, Confunction, Barcades, Pleasure, Mass Production, Brass Construction. I mean, Clear. I mean, and even producer. We didn't even get into producers and stuff like that. I mean, funk is like a.
It's an attitude.
It's an attitude, but it's like a condominium. There's so many stories up there, and
that never been told because we were very underrated. That genre, they didn't even make it a genre, but it influenced all the other music. But I want to tell you something about the funk that really ticked me off when I hear these guys on the radio. They're masters of this and hip hop. That's fine, you brag all you want, but if you don't know who the Koolbreeze is, you gonna find out. Amen. Because I bring that heat and. Just tell them call back.
Oh, back, please, thanks.
Yeah.
They're trying to get down here and they don't want to get out.
So, yes, it is, sorry about that. When they say these things, the 5,000 pieces of funk, I brought out, because I can't play a lot of it on my radio show. And so I started to archive them in the podcast section on my website. You want to hear music, you know this. You want to hear funk. So when I hear these guys on radio, they branding it with it, they're the funk man of this and this and that. The Koolbreeze can generate a music machine.
Of course.
And decimate the competition.
Oh yeah.
Make no mistake about that. Koolbreeze don't play. I've proven it.
Me and you have had our little battles here on the radio, and we brought some funk and we've shared some funk and we've highlighted some funk. You also did an amazing month. It was last year around Thanksgiving on the bass.
Oh, you and I together.
That was killer.
It was killer.
And what made you pick the bass?
Well, I'm a bass freak. I'm a freak. Hello, ladies. I'm a bass freak. Well, I played bass in high school. The upright bass. You had to take that thing on the omnibus in those days. With I lived down Sinclair and Alberta Avenue in those days, and the teacher said you have to take your instrument home and practice. And me with this big gargantuan thing on the bus, coming through the back door in a rush hour on the omnibus, the rubber wheels and the streetcar thing on those. Anyways, so I played the bass, and at the time, the funk was just getting in the groove. 78, the heavy hitters, Ohio players, all these guys were just. And what inspired me, I became a bass freak, the thump, the groove. And I still regret it this day not going to. I did a bit of the electric. I dropped it, and I still regret it. But it's never too late. I want to pick this thing up. Larry Graham.
Yeah. Boom.
Stanley Clarke.
Yeah.
Jaco Pastorius.
Verdine White.
When you hear these guys, you're talking bass. Louis Johnson. You're talking bass. Bootsy Collins.
Bootsy, of course.
You're talking bass. These are the freakazoids of bass.
And not to cut you, because we did go out and see Rich Brown play live. And the way his instrument,
the sound,
and his fingers aren't actually seem like they were moving. And he's popping that bass, and I was like, "Holy!"
Jerome Tucker, Andrew Stewart, Orrin Isaacs, Bill Sharp. There's so many great Canadian bass players. So that inspired me. So I started to catalog stuff, bass, different manufacturers, all the players, categorized them by genres, and I said, "Diva, you and I gonna do this." I play some of the tracks. You know, Rich Brown even sent me a thing in the Facebook. Wow, I was listening to that. That made me feel good. But we're taking and telling stories with music. Koolbreeze, I like to paint with music. Take people's music and paint with it.
Yeah, me too.
Take it into another stratosphere. It's fine for a DJ or broadcaster. It's easy to do. Put 50 sounds on a laptop, put your headphones on, and go play music. Anybody can do that.
Yeah.
But how do you
Tell a story.
tell a story and evoke the emotions, you see? So all these stuff we talked about is part of the metamorphosis in putting the Koolbreeze machine together. So it lights me. I'm always thinking about creative ways to bring music. I'll do a reggae like last year. I'll do a funk. I'll do an African. I'll do a strictly 4 hours of non-stop. I'm giving you the creme de la creme of music. If I do smooth jazz, I'm bringing you the best. You can't find no better than that. And anybody who can prove to me they can put together something, bring them in the office. Let's have a pot of coffee over some donuts or crumpets.
But I also like the fact that you also search out Canadian artists and blend them into those genres of music.
You have to. You can't
That's
exclude.
what I feel too.
You can't exclude the artists if you parading around with independent artists. Another thing is with independent artists. I must press on this. I felt their pain. Is you watch some of those biblical movies, Moses and the Ten Commandments. They had to release the people from Egypt.
Yeah.
I felt the pain, not only in Canada, but America as well. America ruled with music, but after a while they were losing a lot of that black touch.
Yeah.
Then because the hip hop stuff, they were killing our people, our age bracket with that hip hop. And I felt that black people in Toronto, we were robbed of quality black music.
Of course.
I don't like people giving me shit and telling me it's peanut butter. That's no good.
No.
So I'm bringing the real deal, and I'm so honored to be part of the revolutionary cosmic with music in Toronto.
Amen.
So I'm bringing,
here you go.
I'm bringing the force. I'm bringing everything. So I'm like Moses when the Pharaoh was so intimidated on Moses. How this man has nothing, just a staff, and had all that power. He told the army when he wanted Moses badly, "Bring him to me. Egypt will be mine."
Tell me a little bit about your more about your spirituality and faith. How it comes to place?
Okay.
Comes into play as a radio host.
Well, the spirituality, I grew up with parents. You know, every Sunday you gotta go to Sunday school. I have 3 uncles, ordained ministers. So the one thing I would not profess, trying to be more righteous and put down people with religion and all that. I don't care about religion. Is that God is in the heart.
Yes.
That looking over and that craziness. It's that love. That's where it starts. When I read the Bible and those passages, it starts in the heart, man.
Yeah.
Did people talk about love? Somebody would come out of church, pretend I want to look down on you and talk down to you as you're some demonic kind of.
Because you didn't go to church.
Yeah, but
I did go to church.
Yeah, but I don't go every Sunday like I used to in the days. But that doesn't mean that person is more religious than me. So let's just stop right there. Yeah, because that love, the brotherly love, is where all these things start. And
that shaped your persona.
That's right. And you bring that to the music because, again, love starts. The first thing in the Bible is love. The Alpha and Omega and all the world, night and day, is love. Yeah.
Koolbreeze, you're breaking new ground with innovative interviews highlighting independent artists. What is your vision for being a radio host, and what would that open doors for your dream interview?
Wow. Well, in life.
And what is your dream interview? Who is your dream interview?
My dream interview? I really don't know. You know what? Maybe Quincy Jones. Yeah. Quincy Jones, as a musician, as a sports person, Julius Dr. J. Irving.
Yeah.
Man, he was class. Magic Johnson.
I had a crush on him too.
Magic Johnson. Those 2 guys in sport. Pele.
Yeah.
Sir Garfield Sobers in cricket.
I don't know him.
He's Barbadian, man. You gotta know your Bajan people.
Oh.
Sir, the greatest cricketer all-rounder of all time.
Okay.
Guys like that. There's certain composers I can't think of the top of my head. I would like to just sit down and have a and see what they
I can
What
see
makes
you.
him tick?
I could see you interviewing Herbie Hancock.
Yes, thank you. We're born the same sign too. Herbie Hancock. Thank you. Herbie Hancock. He was the man, man. I love that guy.
Just as class and
Yes.
and
Oh.
that exudes and I
Yeah.
can see you.
You get me fired up already.
Yes.
Oh.
Has anything about this journey changed your persona or your life?
Good. Yeah. If, I would like to see more broadcasters come to tighter, like as a family, bond tighter, have that respect for one another. You know, you're leaving a show, clean up the place. That- Something went wrong with the border, text somebody, call somebody,
Yeah.
that kind of stuff. I have people like Timbuktu Radio, love the guy. Breeze, I need some music. No problem. I didn't know the guy too well at the time. I said, give me a stick. I put it on a stick. I'll have it ready.
Yeah, we do that with
Corby,
Crush Groove.
yourself. Yes.
You know,
The Mega Naga people ask me for some music.
Yeah.
That's family.
Yeah.
That's building partnerships in and out of the studio.
but it's also I think it's bringing awareness of each other.
Yes.
And how we relate.
Yes.
You know.
Like again, live for yourself, you live alone. You live for people, and you live again, man. That's what it's all about. People don't understand the program, and they make it too complex. I'm a very simple guy. I live to this very simplistic form of I've seen in life how the big man wanted it to be. But I'll tell you one thing. I like things, whatever you're doing, a little bit of touch of class in it. Yeah. And speaking about class, I got to share this story with you. I went to a roti place in Ajax years ago. Thanks to Miss Sandra Hakim and the Cosmic Echoes. And I had a roti. And I had a three-piece suit on. And so I crossed my legs and I ate the roti with a knife and fork. You don't eat roti with knife and fork.
No.
My hand. So the people who served me looked at me with scorn, and people who sitting next to me, both sides.
He's a buller man.
No. He said, no, that's not. He said, I just wanted to eat roti with class. That's all.
Yeah. Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
What personal achievements are you most proud of and why?
Personal achievements. I've been on some boards as a director many years ago. And maintenance, finance, things like that. So, when I saw the impact of, as a board member, helping the people out in the community, when I was there years ago, bringing them up, make sure they had all the stuff, the place was repaired, the kind of, and how fast I acted was less talk, more action. That made me feel proud, very, very proud. Helped out at the centers where they help people food and those places. Yes, that to me had a greater impact when I see people in my travels. You help them, they need a coffee, or you give them the money, and you enlighten them, and they say thank you, and they say, God bless you. That makes me feel good. There's nothing for me, personal gain or reward and that kind of stuff. It's just brotherly love, man. Yeah.
How about the artists? You've interviewed many artists and been successful in interviewing many artists in your 2 year at Radio Regent. What does the relationships feel like now that you got to know people and their admiration of you and you of them?
That makes me feel real good because it's a form of a respect, honor. And when you see them want to come back and you make them shine in a good light, it doesn't get any better than that. I didn't want to bring that element to Radio Regent where you see some of the radio station. And I asked these artists who've been there at the big networks, how was that interview? He said, well, they asked me the same 15 questions they ask everybody else with no research on them. How could that make an artist feel good? Could never. So I met Tom Robertson, amazing guitar player at Salty Dog. He said, man, you go down to the depths and the soul of the interview.
It's true.
When they come here, they talk about guitars and amps and artists and you experience that. And that's what it should be about. Not someone scripting a story for you or wanting to put makeup on you and make you look this kind of way in front of a camera. No, forget about that nonsense. Change, lift barriers. I want to lift barriers, all these barriers that they used to have in the troglodyte world of broadcasting. Yeah, man.
What media platforms do you use to showcase your talent? And can you let listeners know where to find you?
They can find me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Blogspot, Mixcloud, Radioregent.com. There's a couple that escapes me, but once you find koolbreezedj.blogspot.com, is a one-pager. You find all of these things tied in there with my website as well, and you listen to the posts, the interviews. I have an archive page that the link you just click there and go listen music. So everything I put up there, it's there. I made it clean, concise, and simple for all my fans. Don't want to boggle anybody's nerves and stress people out with this.
People are listening to you worldwide. Can you shine light on people that are listening in on who may be listening, like what countries people?
I have people all over Europe, Switzerland, France, England, some of those Eastern Bloc countries. I go on my blog spot and you look in the analytics section. They'll tell you what country, how many hits, what platform they're using to search the engine. Africa, I've got a big crowd all over Europe, Australia, in the Middle East, down there in Saudi Arabia. When I see these things and I go, wow, Breeze, you must be doing something good.
What do you think of mainstream radio in terms of Canadian content and promotion?
I think it has its place. They're doing their job. Can't knock them. They have their formula, whatever, to showcase their artists. But I think there needs to be more radio stations evolving where you could have the creative freedom of expression to take the thing into a new dimension. 'Cause you don't want to be doing that top 40 stuff. They'll kill you to death with the rock. With that. You want to bring stuff. I bring music that a lot of people never heard. What's old is new again.
As a personality, you're branding yourself. Could you see yourself in front of a camera producing a talk show where you showcase independent artists from here and around the world in terms of black music?
Absolutely.
Amen.
Nothing is impossible.
Yeah.
Impossible is nothing. I like the Nike commercial. Just do it.
Yeah.
If the opportunity arises, just do it. And I like a guy who used to have a show, Bar Rescue. Don't embrace excuses. Embrace results. I don't like excuses.
Amen.
And I don't like the word can't and no. I'll find a way. And you just have to find your formula, your niche or what they call it. And do your thing. Shine brightly.
Breeze, you and I want to change the independent artist landscape here and in the USA. Doors are opening for us. Is this the brand that you want to most personify with, independent artists?
Absolutely.
Amen.
It's my calling, I feel. Listen, I used to wake up, and I still do, wee hours of the night with a restless spirit.
Yeah.
Music. I'd get up. I sleep with a pad of paper and a dictaphone, recording stuff because I didn't want to forget. Write stuff, so I have my sheets. I write because I didn't want, because some really creative stuff that comes to mind, and when you get up in the next morning, you forget. So I'm writing, I have the little dictaphone thing from Sony, and boom, bam, put it to paper, put it to formula, practice. I used to go home and I have a DJ set that you've seen, and you have to practice the vocal embellishment. So that when you come to the studio, you don't use the studio to practice. Yes, it's an ecosystem. You practice at home. So when you come here, at the studio, you polish up your craft and you shine brightly.
Do you have any projects that you would like to share with the audience? Hobbies?
Yeah.
Big Sexy, how do you stay grounded and in shape?
Well, stay grounded. Well, one is humble beginnings. You know, when I came here, I was 15, and I was on my own when I was 18. So I had to struggle in the 70s. You live in alone, pay rent, get things together, go to school, put all kinds of stuff together. So when I grew up in Trinidad, yeah, we grew up good. I mean, in the neighborhood, pipe in the yard was a big thing. A car in the yard was a big. We had radio and we had TV in the. I grew up in the countryside. That was a big thing, but I didn't consider that. It was sort of middle class. But anyways, I had 3 pigs to feed, 9 goats to tile, to sweep the yard, and wash dishes. Get a game of cricket played before you, and homework before the night's over. So that helped me with multitasking as a young cat. The game of cricket and music helps keep me grounded, let me tell you, because without music and the game of cricket, I would have been in a lot of trouble. And the game of cricket and music was my weapon and who I want to put it to.
Ooh.
Yeah, because there's a lot of people out there, there's haters, never want to see you progress and do good. And I was always fighting. I was on my own. I had no brothers, no sister. That came late in my career, found brothers and sisters. That came very, very late. But to grow up and fight an entire village and then come here, always getting beat up in school in Trinidad. And when I came here, I said I wanted to do martial arts. But the money, what the rappers call it, the paper weren't stacked right. So eventually, I finally got off the ground. I was 50 years old at the time. Finally got into Taekwondo.
I remember.
And what what really drove me to do the martial arts even more, these clowns, knuckleheads, used to come on the bus, on the Eglinton bus, and walk past you and bump you and wash your feet. They don't even say sorry. And it used to tick me off, Diva, let me tell you. I said, I'm going to fix this problem. So, my good friend, Derek Loban, we call him the Sultan of Roehampton. He pushed and he pushed and he talked to the powers that be. Curtis is struggling with some stuff. Can you give him a break? Everybody needs a break. I got that little break. I joined Taekwondo. And man.
You got a few belts under your...
Yeah, and the Taekwondo thing, I used to come home. They used to go, why don't you go home? And everybody had cars. They drive, so that you don't see them after they come out of the dojo. I had to take the bus in. No problem. I used to go home and my white gi, and that pushing and shoving business on the bus came to an abrupt end. I used to have my dark shades and the big beard and the hair, and I had my tooth on my head, like the Ku Klux Klan. Go ahead and push me now. You'll see what God you show it serving. Yeah.
But you gotta serve somebody.
Yeah, you have to serve somebody. Yeah. So that's part of grounding. Working at the Up Trust Fund, when I came there, I go, wow, it was too good to believe. It took me years to I had to pinch myself. It's too good that this place was like, from where I came from, this is too good to be true. So I embraced it, took it to another level. They love me there. Hope, I think, knock on wood. And that keeps me grounded and humbled. The game of cricket and the music and the people around me who were backing me up. Yeah, like I said, that music made me want to put it to the people. I want to put it to.
Hey.
Yeah.
I like that Koolbreeze.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Koolbreeze don't play. And I want to tell you, people used to, because I was so cool and calm, they used to underestimate my coolness for weakness.
Mine too.
Don't do that. Wrong move, buddy.
Your knowledge about music, where do you think that will take you in the future? Your hopes and dreams, maybe a book or a movie?
I don't know.
But does the future...
I don't know. I can't predict the future like I used to.
What does the future hold for Koolbreeze, say 2 years from now? Would you retire and pursue this full time, or would you? Is this a longitude for you to stay in the business until you can?
Well, you know what? First, you know what? I'm enjoying the journey. Ultimate goal is one day to have independent radio station operating at home. It's a low cost. Put it together. I have half the equipment already. I have the know-how. Just putting the pieces together.
Yeah, that's where I want to go.
let me help build Radio Region first.
Yeah.
I don't want to try to be some and branch off into craziness. Let me help build this brand and myself, and then we can see where that morphed into that thing. But ultimately, I'd like to have a radio station operating independent, but I still want to be with this.
The hippest trip on radio.
Yeah.
The Koolbreeze experience.
Tell about it, girl.
And experience. Why did you just say DJ Koolbreeze show?
No, that it doesn't say anything for me. It doesn't say anything. Anybody have a show. DJ this, but listen to all the other broadcasters. DJ such and such, and their show name. The experience to me, I wanted to give people an experience. What kind of experience? A musical experience, an educational experience, a journey, tell the stories of passion on your craft with music and enlighten people, educate, empower, and really make people feel good. I want the people, okay, let's say today's Wednesday. And said, man, this week is dragging. I can't wait for the Koolbreeze experience on Saturday.
Yeah, I'm like that one with the show on Friday because it gives me purpose.
Yeah, of course.
It gives me direction. It gives me a spiritual grounding, because when I listen to music, I always get excited about listening to music. We exchange music, and you put me onto stuff where I hear something on your show, and then I Shazam it. I won't lie, I Shazam it, and then I check out that artist, and it's an education like every
sounds like Ebonics.
Yeah, every single week. Like you never. I can say that I know a lot about music as well. Yeah. And I play a lot of music on my show, but you never know enough.
Yeah. Well, my show, my policy, with my show, I blend purpose, policy, performance, passion, and fun into the broadcast.
Yes.
How better can it get?
And why do they call you the big sexy?
Well, you have to ask the girls that. Ask the sexy, voluptuous girls. They always used to tease me, hi, good looking, what's cooking, good looking? Look at this, but look at this face. I shaved this morning.
You look good for your age, bro.
Yeah, I really do. Thank you. And 2 weeks ago, you wouldn't recognize me. The big hair, the
I
beard.
remember.
Oh, Jesus Christ. I look like something Grizzly Adams. So I had to get cleaned up and let people see who the Koolbreeze is. And Sassy Radio in Jacksonville. She loved the term. Big sexy. I love the term. The Caribbean cat. The lean, mean Caribbean music machine. Oh, yeah.
Tell me about the experience with, we have broke ground in the U.S. and we got like Sassy Radio, Crown Heights Affair, LA Blacksmith. The Fresh Band.
Strikers.
The Strikers. They've been a great support, and it's nice getting to break into the old school genre and legends of vinyl, legends of funk, legends of dance. Listen, things that we never thought would happen for us are happening, and
of course,
and it's such a great feeling.
Well, you have to have a visionary in the program. Like I said, people who could see things. I saw the writings on the wall when I came to Radio Region. One of the guys that inspired me in video production, Corby's Orbit. And I saw he was doing little thing. I said, I'm going to take it to a new level. Put it up. Go cover bands on the field. Put it up on YouTube. I saw the writings on the wall with creative freedom of expression, and I used it to my maximum potential. Okay? Part of that question I have to answer is, the U.S., artists from the U.S. open up avenues for us. Because here we're getting more hits. The people are calling us, and the energy they bring to Radio Region is phenomenal.
Oh, yeah.
It is unbelievable. I love these guys to death. They're just loving what we do, and I bring the heat every Saturday. The heat, man.
Oh, I know. I got burnt up with the vacuum cleaner in hand, and got hey, Breeze, I'm listening to your show, enjoying it, and and that's the love and support that we have. But before we close,
we closing already?
No,
we got plenty of time, honey.
You asked Eddie Bullen a question.
Yeah.
I said before we close. I didn't say we were.
Oh, sorry, my dear. Pardon the interruption.
You know, he's the interviewer.
Mm-hmm.
I'm the interviewee.
Do you think?
You asked Eddie Bullen a question that just, I've never heard the term or the conception of this term.
Okay.
And I said, I have to ask Breeze that because, like, the guy's talented, but what is the Lydian chromatic concept of tonal organization?
You asking me? I heard of it. I read about it.
Oh Lord! I said he did his research, and I was going to research it before I asked you that question. But,
well, it's George Russell. He's a pianist composer, and he came up with this complex phrase in jazz. It's some scale they use in jazz, and I found out that is a much more simpler way to do things with music. But I just love the way that thing sounded and rinsed the algorithm. That's Rich Brown.
Okay.
I come in Saturday, I rinse the algorithm with music.
Wow.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, Koolbreeze don't play.
What musical collaborations, if any, would you like to pursue for radio show production?
Radio's collaborations. I don't know if some of the artists I had at Radioregent, I don't know, Eddie Bullen, Jerome Tucker, Kojak, Johnny Boy Frater, love him to death. He's amazing.
Yeah,
amazing
he
artist.
is such a classy class act. You know? I really like him. His music is actually is so underrated because he crosses over both a kind of soulful jazz. It reminds me of a Boz Scaggs, Michael Franks, that kind of soulful Level 42, that kind of groovy, kind of sexy, kind of. And then he's so sweet. He's so sweet.
It is. I mean, if the opportunity arises, so Breeze, I want you to work with in some capacity. I'll be there. Done. Consider it done.
You're growing, you're branding, and you got the opportunity to have a space where you can highlight some artists. Would you do that and promote and produce the show? Because I see that's your next step. Knowing you for 20 something,
28 years, somewhere around there.
you know, like it's so nice to be here interviewing when we, in dark times, these were our dreams. You know, we've had some rough days, and we've lifted each other up through music, through movies, through books, through love. And I'm just so happy that you finally listened to me and came out and branded yourself to the person more than and beyond than I saw, but I saw it there.
You saw it. I couldn't see it at the time. I was going through people and places and things. I was in a different place. So I wasn't ready for this, but I was preparing. When the opportunity arose, I wanted to come through like a hydrogen bomb, man. So when I bring that heat on Saturday, I want to melt the ice.
And it's funny when you see, if you could see Breeze when he's actually doing his show, he gets right in the computer. He's got the mouse like a grip. He's making sure he's got like 4 or 5 songs in the backup ready to go, and he's blending and he cares about what he does, and he cares about who's in his life, and he really upholds them. You have 2 little grandsons. They were here at the studio.
They had a ball.
And they had a ball.
Kazari and Kazan, my grandsons.
And
my 2 daughters. Hi, Kadana. Hi, Corella.
Yes. I saw the youngest one almost mimic you, and he couldn't pronounce the words. He's only like 3 or 4.
I just turned 4.
And he's got the mic, and he says, "I Koolbreeze, I Koolbreeze," and Radio Regent, and I was just like, hey, you just anointed that boy.
Yeah, I love the guy, man, because here's this little guy brought to the studio, and his mom, they haven't cut their hairs yet. So he's combing it up into a one. The other one has braids, and she combs his head like a pom-pom. He look like a girl. Everywhere I take it. But he's getting their hair cut. And so the guy's so handsome, and he's
he is.
charisma, and his confidence at that age, and he has a swagger. I envy the guy. And Jerome said to me one day in an interview, what do you envy the guy for? He's Breeze, little Breeze.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
The anointing shone on
And
him.
girls draw to this guy.
The anointing
Oh my
draw
God.
on him. I took some
man.
little video of him, and
He has
and
swagger.
He does, and I says, "Can you say?" He tried to say, "This is DJ Koolbreeze from Radio Regent," and it could be generational. You could just have built
DNA,
yourself
all in DNA.
a legacy of comeuppance.
DNA, baby.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Hit me. I can take it.
How do you find your content and research materials? And what would you tell someone new that has a vision of becoming a radio host or personality? What would your advice be for
My
them?
advice for them? Very good question. The first thing I would tell them is do your homework. Go on YouTube, watch some of the great broadcasters, the body language, how they sit up and they converse, they look in the person's eye. Do research on the, you must have a research on the, take that 10 minutes, print that bio out, study the guy, did this. People are impressed when you know something about the artist.
Yes.
They are impressed. You did your research. You played with Earth, Wind and Fire in a gig set. Boom, boom, boom. You recorded this platinum album. People love that. Or, as I asked Jerome Tucker, he was an electrician in the Navy. He go, nobody ever asked me that. I blew him away with that. And all the great bass players out of Philadelphia. Do your research. Study your craft. Practice. That's your woodshed. What I would like to see at Radio Regent is that somebody here, when these new broadcasters come in, sort of guide them, and I would love to help out, of the protocol of radio. It's not a place you come in, stick a laptop, and go crazy like you're at your home. No, it's a place of respect, and you have to treat it as such. And you respect the thing, people will respect you. Learn how to talk on radio, how to present, how to play music. A very critical dynamic in radio, when you're playing your music, is the crossfading. They call bumping the fade. When the music fades out nicely and the other one blends in at almost to the end. That's the magical process. Don't cut your bum, you bumped in it. Find the break in the music if you want to cut them 6 and 10 minute funk songs. Find the break. Polish up your style. Work on your vocal embellishment. When you go on the radio and you song that confidence, that swagger, people are gonna like that stuff. Do your research, constantly research. That's your wood. Make mistake, make plenty of mistakes. Go home, look at all the stuff you did, improve on it, make it better.
Would you make it this a full-time career choice one day?
It depends. If finances lined up properly and opportunity arise, I would love to. What I don't want with radio is to be working at a radio station that I can't play the music that our people like or the music I like. That serves no purpose to me. I might be making the money, but I come out, what am I playing? What is this? I'm not happy with what I'm playing. That is the worst. I'm cutting a check. I'm just existing. That's survival. I don't want that. I'd rather not get paid, play good music, enlighten people.
I find also commercial radio that play black music are repetitive.
Okay, I missed the point earlier up in I want to touch on this. Black people were, we were robbed. We were robbed of good black music. You know this, the G98 thing, and we need another black station that we could really bring some heat to this town. And you know, you have to play the good stuff. When I listen to soul, some good soul, I want to miss the big stuff. Who do you think you are? I want to hear them good stuff. Soul man.
Yeah, I'm a soul.
Respect yourself.
Respect yourself. And the messages.
I want to hear this good
the messages that talked about our struggles. Back in those days, like it was synonymous with the times and the trials that we were going to. You know, Papa was a rolling stone. Wherever he laid his hat was his home, and it was almost synonymous with a lot of black men
Yeah.
from the Caribbean. Like they
Yeah.
had kids over there, they had kids over here.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
it's just sign of the times.
You have to bring the good stuff that you say you project. Okay? And nothing worse than promising people stuff that you can't deliver. It's all in the delivery.
Right.
And the performance. You can talk all the smack you want, but at the end of the day, they're gonna say, you didn't bring the heat. Who is this clown? Who is he? Like, and the worst thing is to project to administrators you're doing this, and then you flip flop and you bring nothing to them. That angers people. It really does. Yeah. So live up to your hype, man.
And you're hyped.
Yeah, every day, man. I live and I drink music.
Would you like to pursue the bass, like pick it up and do you think that, because I see you picking up a bass and spiritually connecting to it and maybe even writing, because you got that, because it when you I knowing you and when you hear that bass, it just seems to transform you into this
It's a rhythm, it's a feeling, it's in the soul. Music is like that. I'd love to, maybe one day, I would do it sooner than later. Go get me a Fender bass, Jazz Precision or something, and start taking some lessons. There's a place across by me twice a week, and because I really love the bass, man. Yeah, I love that groove, the bass and drum, and how it controls the music, and it's a great, great feeling. It's the pulse of music. Yeah.
And has this like when you grew up, did this influence your love and passion for music, like the way you grew up? Because I know for me, there's only one TV, so not everybody could get
music. Was it?
And music was the thing that gravitated me, because it was a place that I could go to, and be my. It was my friend. Like it helped me grow up, especially And I always walked with a radio. I always walked with a ghetto blaster. I always walked with a Sony Walkman. I went to all the genres, and I can't live without music. Even at work, I have to listen to music. I have to drive and listen to music.
Me too. I work with music. I play. I wake up to music. Go to sleep with music. I have to have music around. The TV they could probably pull from me, but the music it's in the soul. And when we really got into bass in the 70s, when the Ohio players was bringing these grooves, boom, boom, boom,
boom, boom, boom, boom, boom, boom, and seeing them live here in the 70s and early 80s, Toronto was iconic for bringing those artists here.
When Sly Stone brought, I want to thank you
for letting me be myself again.
Thanks to Larry Graham, and that bass, that groove, that's killer.
Oh my God.
That moves you like rock guys go crazy with guitar. Black people is bass and drum.
Because that's a heartbeat.
Pulse,
That's the pulse.
That comes from mother and child.
Yeah, the heartbeat.
The heartbeat.
Boom, boom, boom. So we gravitate to that.
Exactly.
We gravitate to that.
Oh yeah.
And Breeze, I want to thank you for listening to me, and I thank you for living your dream. You're a mentor.
Yeah, thank you.
Friend.
Thank you.
Community persona that's really changing people's mind about how they view music, how they listen to music.
Yeah.
And I'm glad to be a part of it and your friend.
Yes.
And to
Thank you.
experience it with you. And I hope, Toronto, that you enjoyed your interview today with Diva D from Ear Candy every Friday from 3 to 5, and DJ Koolbreeze, who's going to bring some little more funk for you. And thank you. Is there anything else that you'd like to tell the fans before you go?
Big shout out to the OP Trust crew. OPT and Benny Scarcelli, my man in the Maple crew.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And to my family, the Hope family.
Oh, sorry. All the musicians who came to Radio Regent.
Yes, we must pick them.
Broadcast facilities.
Can you just do a rundown so people know who's been at the studios?
Oh my God, there's a sheet in the back of you there. I can't remember all the names. Oh, I really...
Okay, we can just wrap.
Yeah, we had Orrin Isaacs.
Jerome Tucker.
Oh, Cole Jack, Johnny Boy Fraser.
Rich Brown.
Keisha Wint.
Amoy.
Yeah, wow, Matadi.
Calabash.
Did I say David Rudder? Yeah.
Did no.
David Rudder.
480 East.
Eddie Bullen.
Ah.
David Bendeth.
Quincy Bullen.
Quincy Bullen. Aaron Spink.
Yes.
Larnell
Lewis.
Sharon Barnett.
Yeah.
Bassman Ian.
Yeah.
Doc Boyd Gilbert.
Yeah.
Tanya Saki. Joe Jackson.
And Mike Cedric.
Mike Cedric, yes.
And the crew.
Ooh, and the crew. Robin Hutchinson, Jeff Call, many, many more. There's so many. Bill McBurney. Wolfman. Oh, how could I forget the Wolfman? Oh!
L.A. Blacksmith.
Crown Heights Affair people. Sassy Sue.
Yeah, from Philadelphia when she was living there.
Oh, we had Brownman Alley. We had so many. I don't want to. Oh, Tony Peer from Calabash. Joaquin Nunez Hidalgo with Mark Daniels.
Yeah.
And the list just goes on and on and on and on, man. Those guys are just wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
They're just incredible. It's just
not just artists, but people because I found that
Sarah's Ride Lady.
Oh yeah.
Chris Alexander, Peaks, Toronto.
Yeah.
Carnival. It's so many. The list is growing. It's growing in 2 years.
Yeah, and I hope to grow mine along with you, or grow my own.
You will.
And I thank Koolbreeze for giving me the opportunity to interview him.
Yes.
And I'm glad that I gave him a few questions that stumped him there for a minute.
Yes, he did.
And I promised him that I would do that.
Yeah.
But I'll be back again and wait for the duo, Get Down, bass, coming at you. Breeze and Diva D are going to bass it out one day.
We're going to do this before the year's end.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to have some good times.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to showcase people marvelously and show them in a good light.
And we do go out into the community and we like to discover new things, new people, new places. And we're proud to be part of Radio Regent.
Yeah.
Toronto, representing Canada, and you can see us on YouTube.
Yes, and I forget to put. There was some people who influenced me in TV. The woman who was the Governor General of Canada, Chinese radio. What's her name? Adrienne Clarkson.
Yeah.
I saw her in black and white in the CBC, and the way she was polished and presented.
Yes,
and I said. I would like to incorporate that into my repertoire. The late great Barbara Frum. She was the consummate professional, man. I love that. The news, the BBC.
Yeah.
There's a fella called Stephen Shakur.
Okay.
And he come like you with killer bees and steroids with questions. And he would really nail you to the ground. You couldn't escape this guy. You think Anderson Cooper or something? This guy is just unbelievable. He researched you to death and really put it to you. The BBC, these people they don't play.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. So I just forgot. And all the people who supported the Koolbreeze from local to global. And I'd like to throw a soundbite for you, if you don't mind.
Yeah, I like that. Go ahead.
This one I was thinking about. This is the Koolbreeze, Big Sexy. Sending a big, massive shout out to Diva D on the Air Candy Show every Friday from 3 to 5.
Hi, this is your girl Diva D. Now I know who the Koolbreeze is, and I hope Toronto, you will find out every Saturday from 11 to 3. The Big Sexy is in the house.
I got one more for you. Join the Air Candy Show every Friday from 3 to 5. Airgasm, orgasm, musicism, Koolbreeze. Dig her.
Hi, this is your girl Diva D, loving the Big Sexy, broadcasting in Toronto, Canada, and in the world. And he will rock your world.
Thank you.
Blast off.
Yes, thank you for giving time, and it was great questions, and my first interview, and telling the stories and the passion of the Koolbreeze. Let people see another side of the breeze.
Yeah, I was really happy to do this because I want to get into the video production side. Yeah. I also want to do music, but I also want to do community, as I'm a mental health counselor.
Yes.
And I'd like to bring certain aspects of our community to you.
Yes.
But Breeze is my mentor and my teacher, but he's my brother and he's my friend. And we've been locked together for 26, 27 years.
Wait, let me do the math.
That's
my
2000.
My first one, she's about 20. Let me do the math on this. 19 and 78 is 32. Bring the 4 forward. You put the 1 here. 10 multiplied by
Because Julian was
180.
only
The
about
square-
5 months when
The square root of 100 is 136.
And he's
76.
27.
Bring the 5 divided the 4. I'm just doing the math. Calculator. 28 years.
Mhm. So yeah, so it's been joyous.
Yes.
It's not only just been about music between the two of us. It's been about family,
Yes.
and friends, community, and the respect
Yes.
of each person, and that's something that we've taught each other and has grown each other. And I'm so lucky to have him in my life. And I want to shout out Noel the Wolverine.
Oh, yes.
The Technicolor Dreamcoat
Yeah.
technical wizard that we have.
Bad boy.
Yeah, Miss Sandra Hakim.
Oh.
My sister from another mister. And the queen of USA Radio, Miss Sassy Sue. And I had the opportunity to meet Mike Cedric and see him at the Salty Dog, so I want to shout him up because I know he's listening. And I get to interview you next, so get your guitar ready.
Yes.
And Daryl Gibbs, Howie Young, Neville McLean, and the man himself from Treasure Rock Records, Tony Mack. Ruben Faison, DJ 007 from Sassy Sue Radio, the Emperor Fuzzy,
Ooh. Charlo Bobby.
Charlo, Bobby, Wazubio Richard,
Errol from Florida.
Errol from Florida. He cut me off before
Sorry.
I could
I didn't want you to forget. Sorry.
Yeah, you know. And my little shining stars, Julian and Timia, my brothers and sisters. DJ Crush Groove, who's on Fridays from 7 to 9. And I'd like to thank Koolbreeze for believing in me as I believe in him as we reach higher and higher and bring this thing to a new dimension, flying high on the friendly sky with the Koolbreeze experience. This is your girl Diva D signing out.
Yes.
See ya.
Thank you. Peace, love, and togetherness. Peace, love. Yeah.
This is Demo Cates, and if you don't know the Koolbreeze, you gon' find out.